All right, y'all. So I've been warning about this for a while now. There was a time when anti-trans Republicans, they were pretending like, hey, look, man, we're actually not anti-trans. We're only concerned about, say, trans women in women's sports. We don't think that's fair. We're also concerned about young kids being groomed into being confused and become trans at a young age. We don't think that should be allowed. You should have to be an adult to make these decisions. Those are the arguments that they led with. But keen observers at the time made very clear that's not where they're going to stop. That's bullshit. They're lying when they say that. Their real position is way more nefarious than that, right? I mean, think about it in the context of gay marriage. I mean, it got to the point where after gay marriage became law because of the Supreme Court decision, it felt like for maybe 4 or 5 years, everybody's past it, everybody's pro-gay marriage now. But they weren't. In fact, the number for Republicans, the percentage of Republicans that don't support gay marriage, that just ticked up in recent years. So the core is always there. The core is fundamentalist Christianity, extreme social conservatism, and fascism. That's the core of a lot of these people. Well, guess what? Validated and vindicated yet again. Look at what Texas just did. Texas House passes bill to legally erase trans identity. The bill also declares that men are bigger, stronger, and faster than women. Oh my God. All right, here are the specifics. The Texas House of Representatives has passed a bill legally erasing trans identities. HB 229 claims that males and females possess unique, immutable biological differences that manifest prior to birth and increase as individuals age and experience puberty. The bill defines both female and woman as an individual whose biological reproductive system is developed to produce ova, and both male and man as an individual whose biological reproductive system is developed to fertilize the ova of a female. They say, it also makes a series of statements about male versus females, including that males are bigger, stronger, and faster, and that trans inclusion has led to the endangerment of single-sex spaces and resources. The legislation passed 86 to 36, Jesus Christ, and will now head to the Republican-controlled state Senate, where it will likely pass. State Representative Ellen Troxclair authored the bill and named it the Women's Bill of Rights. Oh my God. Hey, by the way, let's pause here for a second. Do you want to give women equal pay to men? Do you want to give women equal pay? You down for passing a law that says a woman has to be paid the exact same as a man for the same job? You want to do that? I didn't think so. Women's Bill of Rights, my ass cheeks. And said it was meant to prevent women's rights from being eroded by activists. Quote, we're a state that believes in truth, oh my God, and we're a state that honors the hard-won achievements of women. Oh my God. These are the same fucking people who would have argued at the time when women were trying to get the right to vote. You can't give them the right to vote. That's not right. The women who fought for the right to vote, please, to compete in sports and to be safe in public spaces, to be treated equally under the law. But if we can no longer define what a woman is, we cannot defend what women have won. We cannot protect what we cannot define. Democrats spent a reported 3 hours speaking out against the bill, with State Representative Jessica Gonzalez calling it harmful, dangerous, and really freaking insulting. And State Representative John Rosenthal added, any biologist knows there are variations in sex chromosomes, hormone levels, and other traits, where an individual's biological characteristics don't align with typical male or female categorization. The real question is, do you believe that all people have the basic right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of their own personal happiness? I love how the Democrats are trying their best to like, hey, you guys are just wrong, and like factually you're wrong, and that it fucking fall on deaf ears. Texas Republican trifecta has long targeted trans rights. During his tenure, Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton has argued that doctors should be allowed to deny care to transgender patients, that's great, and that it should be legal to discriminate against trans people at work. He also tried to prosecute gender-affirming medical care for transgender youth as a form of child abuse, something that hindered the state's ability to investigate actual child abuse. He has also been trying to compile a list of trans Texans and to obtain trans people's medical records from other states. Governor Greg Abbott is equally anti-trans. In January, he directed state agencies to reject woke gender ideologies and declared the state of Texas recognized only two sexes, male and female. I mean, guys, what the fuck? Do we even need to get... I mean, how many times have we talked about this? It's actually not true. Everything is so... Nature makes everything so clear-cut and simple and dry and straightforward. In a majority of cases, absolutely, but there are always these edge cases. There are always these cases that are kind of in the middle. There's, intersex is actually a thing, scientifically, objectively, right? Like, it happens. The Algerian boxer that was being smeared relentlessly by the right, they were just wrong about the fact that she was a girl. She was a woman. She was a woman. They just pretended like she was trans when she wasn't, right? So, okay, all right, hold on. Let's get back to the core of this. We covered a bill from Texas where and I don't know if this is the same bill or a different bill. I think this might be slightly different than the one we discussed before. But the idea of the other bill was if you are trans, and for example, you try to get your driver's license changed or whatever, they say that is criminal, that is illegal, that is an act of fraud, and you should be locked up for trying to make your driver's license coincide with your gender identity, because what's on your driver's license is not the same as what would be on your birth certificate. Boom, that's fraudulent, you're a criminal, let's lock you up. Literally trying to ban anybody being trans. This is very similar to that. Legally erasing trans identities. Legally erasing trans identities. So again, this is an issue where you can't make your federal government documents, whatever it might be, or not federal government, sorry, state government documents. You cannot, like your driver's license or whatever. They're saying it is illegal to make that coincide with your gender identity. Look, anybody who pretended like, hey, they're only concerned about kids transitioning. Number one, shut the fuck up. Number two, when you're done shutting the fuck up, just apologize and then go back to shutting the fuck up. Because it's not true. And we've seen, at the state level, we've seen this all-out assault on trans people. We've seen new restrictions and new hurdles put in place in terms of giving trans people the care they need, right? They make it harder. It used to be nurse practitioners in some states could give the medicine, whether it be hormones or whatever. And then they made it, no, got to go to a doctor in order for that to be not a nurse practitioner. They're trying to put more hurdles in the way. And ultimately, at the core of this, they believe if you are trans, it is against God's law, it's against nature, and you should be punished. You are a degenerate. They also try to link it to sexual perversion, right? Like it's something that's immoral. It's something that's unethical. It means you're doing other things which are questionable to say the least, if not outright criminal, right? They always did this too, with linking gayness to pedophilia as if they were like one and the same, right? At the core of this is a right-wing fundamentalist Christian ideology. It is anti-science, it is anti-truth, and most importantly, it is anti-freedom. It's anti-freedom. Because I thought we all believed, hey, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, people can do whatever they want to do as long as they're not hurting anybody else. Well, trans people are not fucking hurting anybody else. And they're just coinciding with who they are. They're trying to live in alignment with who and what they are, right? Why is it so hard for conservatives to understand? Some people are just trans. They're just trans. It's not a big deal. They're just trans. Just like some people are just gay. Hey, I'm a man, but I'm attracted to men, or I'm a woman, but I'm attracted to women. Who cares? It's just who they are. Sorry, I was born biologically male, but I feel I'm female, right? I'm the brain of a female, whatever. Like, what? There's nothing wrong with that. Who cares? Who cares? But they do. They do. We live in a country where millions of people work full-time and don't make enough money to survive. We live in a country where medical bills are the number one cause of bankruptcy. We live in a country where on any given day we're bombing multiple fucking countries. We live in a country that is getting rid of the Constitution and getting rid of due process and locking people up in a slave labor gulag concentration camp in El Salvador. All these horrible things going on. And you're fucking policing how individuals identify with their gender and making it illegal and banning trans identity. No, this era in history is going to be looked back at in horror. In horror, bro. People are going to go, what the fuck got into people? In the 2020s, everybody was fucking crazy. Look at the shit these governments were doing. Like, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? It was never going to stop at just, protect the kids. It was never going to stop just there. If they had their way, they would do this federally. They would make it fraud. They would make it a crime. At the federal level, you'd be locked up. If you're trans and you try to get your driver's license changed to match your gender identity, they'd lock your ass up. If they had their way, they would lock your ass up. Well, what we need to be clear about is our trans brothers and sisters, you're our homies. You are not the problem in this country. Immigrants are not the problem in this country. All the fucking scapegoats that the right uses, they're just that, scapegoats. Let's blame these innocent people for the real problems in the country. The real problems, by the way, caused by the billionaires who give the politicians all their fucking money. That's the real problem. The real problem are the billionaires. It's the corruption. It's the bribery. It's that they're representing the wealthy and warmongering. That's the real problem. And we need to reframe the conversation. We need to protect these people because they are wrongly being accused of being the problem. And they're just not that. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.